All right, welcome everyone to step 3, I guess. Step 2 was adding the permanent marker to your pencil lines and then erasing. So you can see I have that done, and that was in the last video. Now, step 3 is going to be taking this leaf tracer and placing it in 3 different spots on your paper. You want them to go over some of your lines, um, and we'll talk about why in a little bit. But you're going to trace 3 leaves, and I don't want the leaves to touch another leaf, so you're kind of just spreading them out across the paper. On here, I have your supplies that you'll need for this step. So you will need the leaf tracer, a permanent marker again, and a pencil. So I'm going to do the first one in pencil, and I'm going to do the second 2 in permanent marker just so that you are able to see what I am doing. I remind you, I want you to do all 3 of them first with pencil. Okay. For those of you that like to jump ahead, make sure that you're watching me do all 3 of them first, and then you will have time to do it on your own. So even though you think you know what you're doing, just hold off, wait till I'm done, and then you will be able to have time to work. So I'm going to clear all this off, and I am going to start right there. So whenever we trace, what you need to remember is I can't hold it like this, right? Because I can't get to the leaf. But if I hold it like this, I'm still blocking some of the leaf that's here. So at some point, you're going to have to reposition your hand. And that becomes hard because sometimes we bump it or we move it after we do that. So watch for the first one. I'm not going to say anything as far as what I did, and I'll explain more on the second. So I like to start close to my fingers that are holding, and then I go away. So I start here. Again, I'm going to just do it. Okay. Now, some of you can do this with holding the pencil still. Some of you might want to put it down, but I have these 3. These 3 fingers have not moved. They have been holding this leaf down. Now I'm going to take the hand that I drew with, and I'm going to hold down, and then I can release that other hand. Okay. Now what I want to do is bring that other hand around somewhere that I've already traced, and then I can go back and do that. Now I already broke the rules that I said I was going to not talk and just do it. But there you go. I already explained it. So now I was able to get from where I started all the way to where I ended, and I only had to move my hands once. So now I am going to take the leaf, and as I explained earlier, we don't want them to overlap the leaf that we just drew. Okay, so we don't want this leaf to go inside the one that we just drew. So I'm going to put it somewhere that it doesn't touch. Okay, and I also said I was going to use permanent marker for this one. So I am doing that. I don't want you to do that. I'm just doing it because, as you can see, it's kind of hard to see the pencil lines. So I am doing it so that you are able to see. All right, so holding it down. Hold, move. And then I can lift up, and I have one of my leaves on there. The other one's in pencil. And now I'm going to move this one. I want it to kind of look like fallen leaves. And the other thing is, don't do one where it goes off the paper. We don't want to do that. So make sure that they all can fit, they all don't touch each other, and they all stay on the paper. So now I'm going to start here. Going around. to where I started, and then pick it up. So after you have all 3 of them traced in pencil, now you are going to go over them with the permanent marker. So we're going to look at the first one that I did here, and we are going to go over those. Now the key is going slow so that we stay on our pencil lines. And we don't go off. Now if you go off, just keep going. Don't go back and try to color it in. Go off and then just try to find the line again and keep going. You can always come back and erase that. All right, so I have 1, 2, and 3 leaves. So we're good. Now what I'm going to do is grab my eraser, which I'm going to use the one at the end of my pencil. And I'm going to, just like the last step, hold the paper down, look for pencil lines, and I'm only erasing, always moving my hand. And there we are. So this is step 3. 3 leaves traced in pencil, then retraced or gone over with permanent marker. All right, thanks for watching. Now you can do those steps.